Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Prasar Bharati. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi arrives in India on an official visit. First visit by Sheikh Khalid bin Mohamed bin Zayed Al Nahyan as the Crown Prince. Reaffirming unwavering support to Kyiv, Italian Prime Minister Meloni suggests India's role in resolving Russia-Ukraine conflict. Israel closes its land border crossings with Jordan after deadly attack at Allenby Bridge crossing. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu condemns the killing. The Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, Sheikh Khalid bin Mohamed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, arrived in India on an official visit at the invitation of Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Sunday. The Crown Prince was received at the Delhi airport by India's Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal. This is the first visit of the Sheikh Khalid bin Mohamed bin Zayed Al Nahyan to India as the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi. He is accompanied by a high-level delegation comprising several ministers from the UAE government as well as business delegation. The Abu Dhabi Crown Prince will meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday and hold discussions on a wide range of areas of bilateral cooperation. He will also call on the President of India. The visiting dignitary will also participate in a business forum in Mumbai on Tuesday. The official visit of Crown Prince of United Arab Emirates Sheikh Khalid to India on Sunday highlighted the deep-rooted and historic relation between the two nations. The UAE-India relations draw strength and momentum from January 1975 when the UAE's founding father, late Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, made a historic visit to India. The visit saw the signing of cultural agreement between the two nations. In 2017, the visit of President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed to India marked a turning point in bilateral relations. Both nations signed comprehensive strategic partnership agreement and 13 others agreements in various fields. In return, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi made his first visit to UAE in August 2015, followed by 6 more visits in February 2018, August 2019, June 2022, July 2023, December 2023 and February 2024. By 2024, the UAE and India had made significant progress in maintaining their strong ties. The UAE and India support one another across international forums and work to enhance cooperation on various issues. The India-UAE economic cooperation also continues to thrive in areas such as the circular economy, tourism, entrepreneurship, technology, digital transformation, and many others. All right, and DD India correspondent Jessica Taneja is joining us now live to give us more inputs on this. Hello, Jessica. We have just got to know that the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi has already arrived here. What latest are you getting for us, and how significant is his visit?
Ago in New Delhi, and this is an important visit by the Crown Prince to New Delhi, and as you said earlier in your report, he would be meeting with the Prime Minister tomorrow and holding delegation level talks. Apart from that, he'll also be calling on the President as well, and later in the evening he'll leave for Mumbai, where tomorrow he's due for engagements with the business leaders. Remember, he's traveling with a council of ministers, so there's lots on the agenda on how to further enhance the comprehensive strategic economic partnership that has existed for the last 5 years and has only seen an uptick in the recent past. So expect a lot of discussions and deliberations on that Well, UAE, of course, continues to be an important trading partner for India, being the third largest trading partner with a bilateral annual trade of $85 billion in the last financial year. So certainly there's lots to discuss and lots to take forward when it comes to the United Arab Emirates and India.
Jessica, when it comes to the relation between India and UAE, what do you have for us? How they have strengthened over the years?
Well, you recall the visit of the Prime Minister back in 2015 was his first visit to the United Arab Emirates, and it was a significant one. It was by a Prime Minister in almost 32 years, and ever since we've seen our relationships with West Asia strengthen over time, where the United Arab Emirates has been a stronger partner. Of course, there are other partners in the Gulf which have also enhanced relationship. For example, Saudi Arabia, Oman, with whom we had good relations in the past as well. But in particularly with the United Arab Emirates, it has been Prime Minister's mission to sort of take that relationship forward, not just in one particular direction, which is the trade of oil, but also expanding and diversifying it with other trade elements as well. And if you see with the 2022 free trade agreement between India and the United Arab Emirates, things have ironed out even further, where the goods traded are without tariffs. Almost 80% of those goods, that include jewelry, that includes petrochemicals, that also includes pharmaceutical products, aluminium, you name it. So of course the relationship continues to enhance further, and let's not forget that UAE is a huge has put in huge money when it comes to FDI in India as well, fourth largest investor. So looking at that relationship has moved forward, we'll see tomorrow as to what those engagements bring out and the key highlights and the key moments of the discussions.
All right, thank you so much for your analysis, Jessica. India's External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar, has reached Riyadh, the capital and largest city of Saudi Arabia, to take part in first India-Gulf Cooperation Council Foreign Ministers meeting. On his arrival, the minister met Saudi's Deputy Minister for Protocol Affairs, Abdul Majid Al-Smari. He also welcomed by Ambassador Dr. Suhail Khan. During the visit, he is also expected to hold bilateral meetings with foreign ministers from GCC member countries. India and the GCC enjoy a deep and multifaceted relationship in areas including political, trade and investment, energy cooperation, cultural and people-to-people ties. On the second leg of the visit, External Affairs Minister will travel to Germany from 10th to 11th of September. This will be his third visit as Minister to Berlin. Both India and Germany share a robust strategic partnership, and Germany is one of India's prominent trading partners and among the largest foreign direct investors. The External Affairs Minister will thereafter travel to Switzerland for an official visit from 12th to 13th of September. Ukraine and Russia accused each other of overnight air attacks on their border regions. A Russian airstrike on the Ukrainian border city of Sumy killed 2 people and injured several others early on Sunday. Sumy lies just across the border from Russia's Kursk region, where Kyiv launched a shock offensive last month aiming to create a buffer zone inside Russia. Meanwhile, regional authorities have urged people in 183 Sumy settlements near the Russian border to evacuate, and that thousands of others in the area had already done so. While Russia claimed that 3 civilians, including 2 children, were injured in Ukraine's air attack in its southwestern region of Belgorod. Both Sumy and Belgorod regions have been subject to frequent attacks. Both sides deny targeting civilians, saying the attacks are aimed at destroying each other's infrastructure critical to war efforts. Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on the sidelines of the annual Teha Business Forum on Saturday. Meloni pledged unwavering support for Ukraine, in which they discussed Kyiv's plans to end the conflict with Russia and reconstruction efforts. Meloni said Italy would never backtrack on its support for Ukraine, and the choice of supporting Ukraine will not change. After holding talks with Zelensky, Meloni underlined India's key role in resolving tensions between Russia and Ukraine. Meloni's statement comes as Russian President Vladimir Putin named India among the 3 countries he is in touch with over the Ukraine conflict.
I believe Nations like China and India have a role to play and must play a role to resolve the conflict in Ukraine. The only thing that cannot happen, gentlemen, is to think that the conflict can be solved by abandoning Ukraine to its fate, because that will not bring peace, it will bring chaos. It will bring wars closer to home, and it will bring many economic consequences, all the more serious than what it costs today to support Ukraine. The choice of supporting Ukraine has been first and foremost a choice of national interest, and it's a choice that won't change.
In a latest, Israeli military announced that a truck driver opened fire on Sunday at an Israeli border crossing between the West Bank and Jordan, killing 3 Israeli civilians before being killed by the forces. The deadly attack at the Allenby Bridge crossing, also known as King Hussein Bridge crossing, comes amid surging violence in the West Bank with major Israeli military raids and attacks. Israel's police have blocked part of the Allenby Bridge crossing with Jordan on Sunday after a gunman killed 3 Israeli civilians in an attack near there before security forces shot him dead on Sunday.
This is a difficult day. A loathsome terrorists murdered in cold blood 3 of our civilians at Allenby Bridge. On behalf of the government and myself, I send my condolences to the families of the murdered. In recent days, loathsome terrorists have murdered 6 of our hostages in cold blood and 3 Israeli police officers. The killers do not distinguish between us. They want to murder us all, until the last one.
The Israeli military announced on Sunday that it has carried out a series of airstrikes on Hezbollah targets in southern Lebanon. The Israeli military also said that it had intercepted a number of projectiles launched overnight from Lebanon. The Israeli military said in a statement that Israel's Air Force had struck Hezbollah military structures in the areas of Maron, Al-Ras, Yaroun, among others, in southern Lebanon. The strikes come in retaliation to the strikes on Israel's northern region as announced by the Hezbollah early Sunday. Hezbollah and Israeli forces have been trading cross-border attacks during the weekend. Hezbollah has exchanged near daily fire with Israeli forces in support of ally Hamas since its October 7 attack on Israel triggered the conflict across the Gaza Strip, which repeated escalations during the 11 months of the cross-border attacks. The Hezbollah has claimed responsibility for the bombardment of the northern Israeli town of Kiryat Shimona with a volley of Falak rockets early Sunday in response to the enemy attacks, and particularly the attack that killed the emergency workers in the Lebanese village Fron. And still to come on this edition of DD India Live. 8 September is celebrated as World Literacy Day. Stay with us to know more.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
You're watching DD India Live. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj. SpaceX CEO Elon Musk said that the company will launch its first uncrewed starships to Mars in 2 years when the next Earth-Mars transfer window opens. In a social media post, Musk said that these starships will be uncrewed to test the reliability of landing intact on Mars. He added that if those landings go well, his space company will launch its first crewed flights to Mars in 4 years. In April, Musk, who founded SpaceX in 2002, said the first uncrewed starship to land on Mars would be within 5 years, with the first people landing on Mars within 7 years. Well, a young male patient who recently traveled from a country currently experiencing Mpox transmission has been identified as a suspect case of Mpox in India. The patient has been isolated in a designated hospital and is currently stable. Samples from the patient are being tested to confirm the presence of Mpox. The case is being managed in line with established protocols, and contact tracing is ongoing to identify potential sources and assess the impact within the country. The development of this case is consistent with the earlier risk assessment conducted by the NCDC, and there is no cause of any undue concern. India is fully prepared to deal with such isolated travel-related case and has robust measures in place to manage and mitigate any potential risk. Well, update now on assembly polls in North India's Jammu and Kashmir. Preparations are underway in the Union Territory for the upcoming assembly elections. Polling staff are being trained by the Election Commission of India officials ahead of first phase of polling to be held on September 18th. The training session was attended by polling staff who received essential instructions on operating and managing electronic voting machines and voter verifiable paper audit trials. Also campaigning for election intensified in the valley as Defence Minister and senior BJP leader Rajnath Singh held a public rally in Ramban district on Sunday. During the rally, he emphasized the evolving landscape of Jammu and Kashmir.
कांग्रेस पार्टी जिस नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस के साथ गठबंधन कर रखा है, उस नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस ने अपने चुनावी घोषणा पत्र में कहा है, हम आएंगे तो जो धारा 370 समाप्त की गई है उसे हम बहाल कर देंगे, या किसी के पास कलेजा नहीं है बहनों भाइयों के अब धारा 370 को यहां पर बहाल कर सके। अब जम्मू कश्मीर टेररिज्म स्पॉट के रूप में नहीं जाना जाता है, बल्कि यह टूरिज्म स्पॉट के रूप में जाना जाता है।
Indian Union Minister G. Kishan Reddy visited flood-hit areas in Telangana state's Khammam district. He met the victims and inspected the houses washed away in the floods. The India Meteorological Department has issued an orange alert for Telangana along with Maharashtra, predicting heavy rainfall throughout Sunday. Reddy also distributed essentials to the affected people and supervised rehabilitation programs. He said that Prime Minister Narendra Modi had called CM Revanth Reddy to inquire about the floods. The Union Minister added that over 1,300 crore rupees have been reserved under the Advanced Disaster Fund with the state government as per PM Modi's order. In a historic move towards development of the northeastern part of India, Tata Group will set up the first ever semiconductor project of the region at Jagirod in Assam. Tata Sons chairman N. Chandrasekaran said that the semiconductor assembly and test facility in Jagirod will produce 48 million chips daily for electric vehicles, mobile phones and various medical equipments. It is expected that more than 10,000 youths will directly get employment in this industry, while another 10,000 will be benefited indirectly from this semiconductor project. And India's Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar participated in the International Literacy Day celebrations in New Delhi. Speaking on the occasion, the Vice President called upon everyone to promote literacy, stressing that it was time for us to be in mission mode with commitment and passion to ensure 100% literacy at the earliest.
When we were independent as a nation, our literacy rate was 12%. And now we have only 20% to make up. That 20% to reach that saturation is not easy. But then challenging times get the best out of you.
8 September is celebrated as World Literacy Day. It is observed to remind policymakers, educators and the public of the vital role literacy plays in building a more educated, peaceful and sustainable society. India is making bold strides towards not just improving literacy rates, but also transforming the educational landscape for future generations. As a report.
The new education policy, or NEP 2020, is India's first education policy of the 21st century, introduced after a gap of 34 years. It is a comprehensive framework aiming to overhaul the Indian education system by focusing on the holistic development of students, inclusivity and critical thinking. One of its key objectives is to address literacy and numeracy issues at the foundational level. In addition to restructuring the curriculum, the NEP also emphasizes the importance of multilingualism, recognizing that students learn best in their mother tongue. The policy recommends that children be best taught in their local language up to grade 5. This is a significant step in ensuring that education is more accessible and meaningful for children across rural and urban India. The policy also introduces reforms aimed at reducing the dropout rate, which has been a significant barrier to achieving higher literacy, by offering a more flexible curriculum and multiple entry and exit points in higher education. NEP 2020 aims to make education more inclusive and reduce the economic and social pressures that often led to children dropping out. Another major reform is the introduction of technology in education. The NEP recognizes the role of digital learning and has laid down a roadmap of integrating technology into classrooms, making education more interactive and accessible, especially in remote areas. Empowering minds with dynamic content, the Ullas scheme transforms adult literacy, ensuring that teaching inspires, learning thrives, and individuals gain the skills needed for personal and community growth. As India embarks on this ambitious journey with NEP 2020, the goal is not just to improve literacy rates, but to empower every child with the knowledge, skills, and values needed to thrive in the 21st century. On this World Literacy Day, India's reforms in education are a beacon of hope for millions, promising a brighter and more literate future. Kriti Vadhera's report for DD India.
Let's take a look at other stories making news today. The integrated defence staff to conduct its maiden combined operational review and orientation for senior officers of tri-services from 9th to 13th of September 2024 in New Delhi. The program aims to prepare the officers for leadership roles, developing skills in strategic planning and preparing for the future threats, challenges and conflicts. India's northeastern state of Assam is celebrating 98th birth anniversary of the legendary singer, composer and filmmaker Dr. Bhupen Hazarika on Sunday. On the occasion, Union Minister Sarbananda Sonowal paid floral tributes to the Dada Saheb Phalke awardee. The Bhupen Hazarika Cultural Foundation also observed Samanya Divas to commemorate the occasion. Time now for sport updates. Kunwar Sultan Singh, Secretary General of National Rifle Association of India, expressed immense pride in seeing an Indian leading the Olympic Council of Asia. He called it a significant moment for the nation. In an exclusive interaction with DD India correspondent Nahyan Singh, he also lauded Indian para-athletes for their outstanding and historic performance at the Paris Paralympics.
The 44th General Assembly of the Olympic Council of Asia took place in New Delhi, and Raja Randir Singh was elected the president, and also yoga included as a sports in the Asian Games. And I am joined by Sultan Kunwar Singh, the Secretary General of the National Rifle Association of India. Sir, a big achievement. Indians are representing the world bodies, and also big events are taking place in India regularly. How you look this?
Very much. First and foremost, congratulations to us all to have an Indian first president of the Olympic Council of Asia. It's a great achievement, and it's a very proud achievement. So far as hosting the OCA election over here, it is followed by an IOC meeting which took place in Bombay. So now India is becoming a destination for the growth and promotion of the sports all over the globe.
If you talk about the para sports, the kind of performance our para athlete delivered their largest number of medals, 7 gold medals. How you look this performance of our para athletes in the Paris Paralympic Games?
Very heartening. The standard and the potential of all the athletes is increasing day by day, and which is now can also be gauged the medal tally that has also been increasing. To have gold medals in the shooting in para by Avani being repeatedly striking at the gold shows the consistency.
So talking about the way we witnessed the multiple podium finishes here at this event, especially at the Paralympics game. We saw in shooting Avni Lekra, Mona Agarwal, it was double podium finishes. And also we saw that Dharamveer Singh and Pranav Surma, it was a gold and a silver medal. What it tells about the Indian sports?
The standard of excellence has risen to such states that we are at the international standard where we rub our shoulders with the best. at the moment. So the result is the medals before us. And the other thing is at the grassroots level, the manner in which the shooting sport has expanded, and the growth and the training structure of the shooters is also followed very, very dedicatedly by the shooters, which eventually chisels them to reach to the international structure.
Talking about the way India is progressing, we saw in the Olympics also there were 6 medals, but there were also the 6 fourth place finishes too. So it shows that the trajectory of the Indian sports is on the right direction, hoping that soon the fourth place finishes too will convert into medals.
Yes, that is what is the plug in the hole is. And yes, we will take all now measures to see how we can plug all the other loopholes for us to reach, to convert and translate all our efforts into podium finishes.
So here, Kuwar Sultan Singh, the Secretary General of the National Rifle Association of India, he said that the way things are going in India, like the infrastructure and other facilities are there for the athletes, definitely our slim margins will convert into medals, and India is on its way to become a sports superpower. With camera person Saurabh, Narayan Singh, DD India, Delhi.
That's all for this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I am Siddharth Bharadwaj from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.